Thank you for coming to my channel, Compass Starlight. This is going to be a reading for the week ahead, about 5 to 10 days going forward. For the Oracle deck, I am using the Constellations Knowledge cards. The deck in the middle is the Mantegna Tarot, which is a deck of archetype cards. And then the tarot deck that I will be using is the Rain Shadow Tarot with a clarification deck, which is the Visconti deck. So as we commence this channeled message, my spirit guides, my spirit team, angels and archangels, please oversee this reading, this general reading for the week ahead. Let's see what kind of message we can have for the Constellation deck. That one flew right out. Oh, look, it is Orion. Huh, interesting, I do believe. No, I got this one in a different reading last week, but the one for my channel was a different card. The Mantegna Tarot. Show us an archetype, please. Melpomene and Temperance. Anything else? I wanted to jump out, and I will take it. The Servant. Let's switch these glasses. Okay. Orion, the Hunter, is the constellation that we got. The approximate position are A 5.5H. DEC 0 degrees. Area 594 square degrees. The brightest star is Rigel in the foot. The blue supergiant. Multiple magnitude 0.1. Visible stars 77. Visible from most of the world. The constellation, this constellation, Orion, has been interpreted by many cultures. The Greeks saw the demigod Orion, a giant, powerful hunter, so handsome that goddesses squabbled over him. The Egyptians saw Osiris, god of light. The Boroboro of Brazil, an enormous caiman. The Maori of New Zealand, a canoe. Special features. 5 of Orion's stars are first magnitude or brighter. The supergiant Rigel, the 7th brightest star in Earth's sky, is 775 light years distant and 40,000 times brighter than the sun. Pulsating Betelgeuse is the 10th brightest and varies from 550 to 900 times the diameter of the sun. I'll read that again. Pulsating Betelgeuse is the 10th brightest and varies from 550 to 900 times the diameter of the sun. The Orion Nebula, visible to the naked eye, is one of the most brilliant, some 30 light years across. It is an enormous region of interstellar gas and dust centered on a dense stellar cluster. The nebula is an active nursery for the birth of stars, and a magnified view is exquisite. One more card, please, from the Rain Shadow Tarot. There we go. Page of Swords. So, what do I gather from Orion? What do you gather from Orion? For one thing, it is a nursery for the birth of stars. This could suggest, it being the card for the oracle, this could suggest that the time is right for birthing new ideas, new endeavors. We have a few very bright stars. This is also a constellation known as the Hunter. This is a time to be active, take action, and pursue something that will serve you. I may come back and touch on that. Let's go over these cards here. We have Melpomene, card number 17. We have Temperance, card number 34. And Fame, or the Servant, card number 2. And then for the tarot, we have the Four of Swords, the Seven of Cups, the Tower, the Ten of Cups, the Knight of Wands, and the Page of Swords. This suggests a lot of resting and patience for something or some kind of information to enter, to erupt. And it seems like something that's groundbreaking, earth-shaking. It seems like it's going to be a very positive thing here with the Ten of Cups. That suggests emotional fulfillment. And then we have the Knight of Wands and the Page of Swords. The Knight of Wands is an enthusiastic energy, one that seizes on potential. If it is your own energy, after seizing on the potential, you would then need to keep up with the enthusiasm in order to fulfill the potential. If it's an individual with whom you're connecting, it is possible that this person or this idea is quick to enter your life and then quick to leave. Romantically speaking, this tends to be a card that signifies short-lived romances, one-night stands, and so forth. But overall, this can be an energy of seizing the moment, pursuing the initiate, enthusiastic energy, or pursuing this initiative, this opportunity with enthusiasm. And with the Page of Swords here, we also have this energy of the student seeking the truth, seeking more information. So it looks like we need to have the patience for something to show itself to us. And then once we have the information, that is when we take the action towards something that could be emotionally fulfilling. The Knight of Wands and the Page of Swords here can suggest that take it easy, take things slowly because you want to get more information. This is to say, an easy example would be a relationship. You don't want to rush into a relationship and call someone your boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever before getting to know them a little bit. This is where we learn more information. Or, some people, it's been a long time since I've heard of elope stories where people rush off and get married on a whim. So this suggests that we need to do our research, but with the contemplation and the rest of the Four of Swords, to be relaxed and have an open mind. There is hope with these options before us with the Seven of Cups, but ultimately the culmination of the energy, the fruit of the seeds, will come to bear with information or changes that are coming in with the Tower. I'm very curious to know what the Tower is. The Ten of Cups could suggest a blessing in abundance toward relationship or something satisfying, which could be a new home, a new job, a new car, something that will bring emotional fulfillment. Now, looking back at these archetype cards, we have Melpomene card number 17. This is the archetype for optimism. See a positive side, even in tragedy. And that card is seated right over the Tower. With the Tower, sometimes it can be, well, it often is abrupt change, but sometimes it could be abrupt change that can seem devastating or unfortunate or inconvenient, even heartbreaking at times. But the reality is there's always a blessing in those heartbreaks and tragedies. For example, if it's a heartbreak and a relationship has ended, it could be difficult to reconcile your emotions with facing the fact that this is an ending. However, it's a blessing because you wouldn't want to continue a relationship with somebody who wasn't for you, who didn't love you, who wasn't really interested in supporting the sort of team mentality. So in that sense, it can be a blessing. Now, if you lose your job, for example, that would be an abrupt change with the Tower. But Melpomene says, don't dwell on the negative aspects of these events. Now is a time to turn your face forward and harmonize with what is. She is harmonizing the energy with this musical instrument. Now is a time to harmonize with what is. You have a clear path to choose your next form of employment that is going to brighten your day every day. A new form of employment to which you will look forward in attendance, exercising and investing your energy. The full moon here suggests that there are either hints of these changes that came up a few days ago with the last full moon. That, I believe, it was either on the 10th or it was on the 14th, which in America is Valentine's Day. So it was very recent. It was in the past week. We had this full moon. So what happened and what transpired at the time of the full moon? Did you lose a job? Did you end a relationship? Did you find out that you need to move or relocate? Was there some change that came up at that time? Some change to which you need to adapt. Excuse me, I had a little tickle in my throat. A little itch, scratch. The next card with the Mantegna Tarot is Temperance, card number 34. This is the archetype for moderation. Prevention is the best cure. So, if, for example, you found out that you need to move or relocate, how can you mitigate that stress? It would be wise and in your best interest to begin doing research into what other living arrangements may be possible for you so that you don't wind up being homeless, for example. Temperance, just like in the tarot decks, has 2 cups. She is mixing the water. This is to create balance in the contents of both pitchers. So there also appears to be a piglet at her feet, gazing into a mirror, which is interesting because the Temperance card in a tarot deck typically has visible water flowing, and if not, even then, it is on the ground. Interestingly enough, we don't actually see any water in this card. The protagonist is quite grounded on the earthly plane. The piglet, looking at its reflection, does not appear to be looking into a puddle. It honestly appears to be gazing into a mirror of sorts. This could suggest the ability to scry, to see alternative possibilities, or to see into your future. So again, that example of finding out that you need to move and then being proactive, Temperance or the piglet are able to gaze into this mirror and see into the future the potential problems and opportunities. Again, if you have the time, or maybe you need to make the time to do the research into the jobs that are available, into the housing market, so that you don't find yourself unemployed for lengthy periods of time or unhoused for lengthy periods of time. The fact that the protagonist here has a piglet at her feet does suggest that a lifestyle of abundance and, pigs, fat, bacon, the grease, the fat, all of those things really suggest, what is the word I want to use? Luxury, right? Having the luxury of being able to eat whatever you want, having the luxury of being wealthy or rich enough to put whatever you want on your table, the luxury of having hair products, makeup, what have you, a watch collection, several vehicles. Hopefully you get the idea. Those really are luxury items, and not everyone has room for that in their life or in their budget. With the pig here, Temperance says that this is a life that is a life of contentment, and there is sort of, I'm at a loss for words, complacency with that kind of lifestyle. And It's possible that you're about to have the rug pulled out from underneath you. It could be that tower. What do you foresee coming into your life? What kind of changes might you foresee? Because ultimately we know within what we need for ourselves. If we're not happy at a job, we need to admit that to ourselves and start looking before the job gets taken from us. Or if we feel like we need time off from work, need a break, put in that vacation request, because otherwise you may fall ill and be forced to take the time off of work, but then you won't even be able to enjoy it because you're going to be sick. All right, I hope that gives you a good idea. Let's take a look at the card Fame, or the Servant. That is card number 2. It is the archetype for dependence. Always be kind, but not subservient. This card asks us to stand up for ourselves, our convictions, our own beliefs, to know ourselves. This servant here does have a cup, and in that cup are his emotions. Are you in touch with your emotions? Are you in touch with what brings joy to you, to your life? Are you willing to examine the way that you feel so that you can actually be fully in touch with yourself and know what is serving you and what is not? There's a reader out there that always says in the readings something about if it's working, pursue it more. And if it's not working, it may be time to reconsider what you're doing. It may be time to abandon it. So again, this could be toward anything. It could be toward a romantic relationship. It could be toward an employment situation. It could be toward a housing situation. Basically, there's something in your life that either isn't sitting well the way it is, and you need to reevaluate. And by doing so, resting on it, thinking on it, considering your other options, you will get the idea of how to move forward, how to see, the beauty in the tragedy of facing the fact that you're no longer happy with this thing, and turn towards what brings happiness to you. And it may require moving slowly and doing some research, but you need to take the action with the hunter here. You need to take the action and pursue whatever it is you would know. Pursue that with enthusiasm before it's too late. Now we adapt. Even when it is too late, we still adapt. I have a feeling that mixed the whole deck in reverse. I won't read these in reverse. We have the Chariot. We have the Moon. We have the Queen of Wands and the Three of Cups. That looks pretty good right there. So what does this message say? Here's the Chariot here. The Chariot has the power to utilize temperance. He has to balance two equal and opposing forces in order to move himself forward. Generally, they are referred to as the light and the shadow side of our inner selves. By having those in balance, we can move our chariot forward. This is forward momentum, moving forward. That enthusiasm, that energy, the vitality. Again, momentum. The action-oriented energy of Orion or Osiris or the hunter, however you want to see it. The Moon card here suggests that there's information that we don't know. And that's exactly what is going to be revealed with the Tower. That's why we have to see, the beauty even in tragedy. Because we're going to have a little bit of a surprise, and we're going to have to adapt in order to make life on a daily basis continue to flow relatively smoothly. And then we have the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is an ambitious queen. She is charming. She is witty. She can be seductive, which is to say she knows how to get what she wants. She sits there on her throne in a very balanced fashion with her beauty and charm. This is kind of like a Southern belle who knows how to, get anything with just a smile, right? If she wants it, it comes to her. But because she has the experience, the intelligence, and the charm all bundled together. It's also an action-oriented energy, fire energy, enthusiasm, passion. And we have the Three of Cups. We have coming together, ideas, celebrating new beginnings, celebrating camaraderie, teamwork, etc. It is an emotional celebration of emotional fulfillment. So it looks like it's a positive reading. You will get through whatever tower this is. In fact, it may be, somebody confesses to you how they feel. And that is the Ten of Cups, and you just need to get to know them a little bit. But it is a good reading for the week ahead, and thank you for coming to Compass Starlight.